And the weird thing is about going live is that we can do it anytime that we want. There is no time and temperature check. There is no program director. There is none of that going on here. In fact, we don't even have the full cast here, but we decided we're going to do this. And this week we're going to be talking about the great thing that was the fight, the premiere for Zuffa Boxing in England, the main event with Ryan Rozicki, Chris Billum-Smith. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the news surrounding Tom Aspinall. Mick Foley, I got a question for everybody that's going to be joining us. Is he really this beloved character? And if so, how is it that he's maintained this status for so long? Is Dana White the greatest star in all of MMA and boxing right now? And then, yes, I do want to know from everybody, is there a cultural shift going on right now due to Penta and the upsurgence of lucha libre wrestling? Has it surpassed Rey Mysterio Jr.? And of course, ladies and gentlemen, thank you first and foremost for joining us. If you're watching this live on YouTube, thank you so much. Leave us a comment. If you're listening to this after the fact on Spotify, Apple, iTunes, any of your podcast providers, Podbean, that's where you can find all of our stuff as well. Thank you so much. Make sure that you share it with your friends. Now, hi, Bradie. How you doing, brother? Your voice is muted because your mic is muted.
Yeah, so that's what I do.
There we go. There we go.
I didn't want to interrupt your beautiful your beautiful introduction this week. How are you, man?
Dude, I now that I said that introduction, I feel like I needed to shorten that introduction so that the world could see how the Chia Pet is doing. And by Chia Pet, I mean your mustache. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Really?
Yep.
It's almost as glorious as the skater swoop that you have going on underneath that hat right there.
Hey,
it reminds me of somebody. It reminds me of somebody.
That's a nice Alf you got there. If anybody is listening and not seeing the visuals, Tid did not take a sip of beer. No, he took a sip of water. And on the bottom of that water jug is a awesome 8-bit zombie Alf sticker.
Yeah, my good friend Bradie gave that to me. And I found the most appropriate place to put it, right at the bottom of the old workout jug of water.
Your good friend who doesn't make fun of you and compliments you on your looks, that good friend, and doesn't receive the same treatment.
Well, no, I was complimenting on you on your looks, actually.
You're complimenting on me?
Yes.
What the fuck are you doing on me?
Dude, it's one of the many things that I've done on you. Oh, I was actually complimenting your looks because the Chia Pet mustache is a retro look. There's no doubt about it. Along with the retro jacket and the retro hat. You've got an entire thing going on. And I'll say this because I've said this many, many times. Nobody pulls off an ensemble like my metrosexual friend Bradie.
I do very little effort, believe it or not. I just do it. It just happens.
Bro, do you know the decisions that go into making sure that I'm wearing the right black tank top for the day?
A lot more thought than me just throwing on a t-shirt and a jacket real quick. Oh my goodness, look who the fuck just showed up. Speaking of outfits.
Wow. Hey, let's fix some of this stuff right here. That's not the right one. Which one do we want to do here, fellas?
Whatever one makes KJ the biggest. That's good. I'll take your spot. There. No. There we go. I got to be in the sandwich. How are you guys doing? It's Sunday. The sun is shining, and wrestling and MMA and boxing is fun.
KJ looks fucking huge.
Hey, KJ, you're a little too big here. Let me get you.
You got it. There we go. There we go. That seems more size appropriate.
Yeah.
Cool. How did that even happen?
Okay, we're going to have a low view count this week. And the reason why, and I'm not going to blame any of our regulars, because it is so nice outside. If you're living in Southern Ontario, pretty much I think anywhere in Canada right now, if you're getting rained on, I apologize. But Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, it has been beautiful. And the other thing that's been beautiful is we got blessed again this week, fellas. We got blessed by really good events. So, Tid, I'll let you kind of direct the show the way that you like doing it. KJ, how was your week?
Yeah.
All right, fuck that guy.
It's been
Okay,
good.
so Sid,
Hold
It's been
on.
good. It's been fine. I've been enjoying myself. I've been enjoying all of the sunniness. I've been doing a lot of filming, so that's been cool. Yeah. So I'm living the dream. Living the dream.
I
what are you
feel like
filming?
there was a story involved there with the when he went, like he was guilty of something. Listen, we're not officers of the law asking you a question. This isn't an elevator ride. Do
What?
you need a Twix? Just answer the question, KJ.
Well, the biggest issue that I've had is that I've had to learn an Indian dance routine, and I'm having a difficult time.
Indian, the country, or the
yes,
Native American,
the native,
Indian?
the India. Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Why are you and hold on, because follow-up question, Your Honor.
Yes.
Why is it that you're culturally appropriating the Indian dance?
It was forced upon me through my schooling. It is supposed to be presented to the public.
Fucking slow down.
One at a time
What?
here. Did you go to a Catholic school? What was forced upon you?
No, I was put in a group, and the person that is told the lead was told to create a traditional Indian dance. Unfortunately, I don't know the name. I would have to find it and bring it up, but it's like it starts with a B anyway. Anybody in the comments, feel free. But
Bollywood?
Bashir?
Sorry?
Bashir?
No.
Bollywood?
Not Bollywood. No. But yes, I was the leader has put forward a full-on bit of Indian cuisine dance. So
Okay.
yeah. So that's been my week.
And by cuisine, do you mean that was made in the streets with their feet?
There's a lot of footwork. Involved. Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, I can't wait to see the finished product.
No.
Why not, KJ?
All right. Well, our audio's taking a kick for a minute with KJ. We'll let him take a breath. Chris, what's going on in the world of professional wrestling, boxing, and MMA, combat sports as a whole?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world of all of those things. So it's really a matter of what you guys want to get to first, because we have professional wrestling. We've got topics such as the cultural shift that is lucha libre wrestling now. Has it changed with the upsurgence of Penta and other masked wrestlers in the mainstream right now? Because before there used to only be one or two, right? Let's get into that one right now then. How about it? So here's my thing, and this is what got me thinking about this when I decided to bring this up to you guys. We know, I mean, I've been down, I'm sure that you guys have traveled enough. You see the internet, you know the significant cultural importance that is lucha libre. And you can't go anywhere in Mexico without seeing a stack of Rey Mysterio masks everywhere. You get all of the other ones, the heroes, there's murals everywhere. It's part of the culture, right? But that was basically there. As far as the rest of the world went, it's very slim pickings. But what we've seen recently with the upsurgence of Penta, who's had a boom in mask sales through WWE Shop, bigger than anybody else, including Rey Mysterio, apparently. What we've seen is this new, now there's all of these different lucha libre companies, all of these different, they think that just because you put a mask on somebody, they're a masked wrestler from wherever. Is this a good upsurgence in your opinion? KJ, what say you about the latest craze that is lucha libre wrestling?
I mean, yeah, I can't see why it wouldn't be a good thing for them, because I know that they were, the lucha libre was having a little bit of a lull for a bit there. They were kind of struggling and stuff like that. But I mean, Penta has been so cool. Like, he's so dynamic, and he's got just a cool character, a cool vibe. He's doing really well on the main stage. So, I mean, that's been fantastic for him. I would love to see Rey Fenix at that level too, because I think he's fantastic, but cards have just not fallen that way for him thus far, but we'll see. And then, of course, you have, like, you got to talk about the mask versus mask that everybody's been going gung-ho about with the El Grande Americano stuff, which is crazy to me that when we first had that be introduced, it was pure comedy and pure nonsense. And then you take it over to Mexico, and it actually is something that is thought of very fondly and looked at very fondly. So I think it's been a little bit of, you know, column A, column B, and everything kind of coming together to be more than the sum of its parts, which has been great.
Bradie, you watched that match, that Americano Grande versus Starbucks Extra Large, which is the same exact thing. You watched it, and you were raving about it, and I said, shut your mouth and wait till we get on the show, and then you can talk about it then. So please, gush.
Well, I agree with the man who knows how to fondle Mexicans the best, as he just said.
Thank you,
KJ. The match was fantastic. It was probably one of the highlights of the year so far in terms of work rate. It all made sense. The crowd loved it. The run-ins made sense. There was a kind of a WCW vibe to it in terms of all of the interference towards the end of the match, but it was fantastic. I think both of those guys are at the top of their game. If WWE presents more content like that, I think you're going to keep the diehards around, and they'll push through the advertising woes.
Do you think, though, because we've seen for the longest time, masked wrestlers have been around in the indies forever. Sorry, I'm waving my hand around here. Hey, look at that. It's healing. No, it's healing. Look. But for the longest time in the indies, right, or breaking into the business, when you start off, a mask was put onto a guy because he had a face like a boot. He had a face on him that was, you know, either too much of a baby face, but the body didn't match, or, you know, you just needed to cover this young looking child up so that he could go out there and perform. Yourself, Bradie, you would be a perfect example breaking into the business of how I would have looked at you and said, you got to put a mask on this kid.
So at first, a lot of the guys like that were in and out of the gym, you know, like on average, not the regulars, but the regulars knew that the best thing to do with me was make me a heel. I apologize. Because I was so small. So if you could give me somebody that I could kind of be a heater for, it would be a good way for me to kind of get into the business. But the guys that didn't know me and didn't see what was in front of them, I wasn't any good, but didn't see any potential there. They were always like, okay, put the kid in weens and put him in a mask because this would be fucking hilarious. And he'll get seasoned, and it works for some people. I was a little lucky that I could have, you know, by the time I was ready to go, I was already too beat up, right? But realistically, I probably could have made a good run with a mask and just a generic pair of tights. And El Generico proved that, right? Like Sammy did it for years. It's sometimes you kind of have to do that.
Well, this is now the other side of that. Now, would El Generico been able to get over without the mask?
No.
Nobody's believing the skinny redhead kid from Montreal as a lucha libre guy. So then you have an entire company called Chikara, where we created characters based on like MAGA films.
That was a mess.
MAGA stuff, and you know what I mean.
I was not into that Chikara
and kaiju and weirdness like that, right?
That's Quackenbush's fantasies going out
we know what Quackenbush's fantasies were.
Yeah,
and I think the world knows what they are now.
Yeah,
actually, you can go back and talk to you can go back and watch an interview I did with
Dorado,
Lindsay Dorado, who lets everybody know about how he feels.
Yeah, Google that, Lindsay the Law live audio wrestling. It's about an hour of just him shitting all over Quackenbush. It's great.
It's good stuff.
He's not wrong though. The guy was a fucking snake, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
Anyway, speaking of snakes, let's move on to something else in professional wrestling that's bugging me right now.
What is that?
Mick Foley.
Why is that? Why is Mick bugging you?
Because Mick's bugged me for years with this fucking bullshit. I hats off to Mick and all the work and all the ground that you laid to show that the business was more than just a circus. I appreciate everything that you did for the guys before and after. I've met Mick a few times. Sometimes he's in great mood. Sometimes he was in pain. It wasn't in the best. But one of the things I've noticed with Mick, he's very Kevin Smithish.
What do you mean? Like his weight balloons all over the place, but he still wears the same clothes?
No, very articulate and convinced people for years that he was a certain way and a certain type of person. I'm going to no-sell that. But he turned out to be exactly what everyone thought he was behind closed doors, which was a whiny fucking bitch who fucking has not stopped taking a paycheck anywhere he can get it to keep some sort of relevancy, because no one wants to hear him whine anymore in the back. That's my opinion. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. That's the vibe I get off of Mick Foley. Like I said, I love everything he did, but this last chunk of his life over the past few years since COVID has been a fucking disaster.
That's an interesting take. KJ, your thoughts on Mick Foley?
I mean, I would kind of argue even before COVID, he's lost his luster. Like, he lost his luster a long, long time ago.
Bro, TNA, AJ, I don't mean to tell you.
Exactly. Like, totally from TNA onwards.
Everyone shut up.
No. Let him finish. We'll get to it. Let him finish.
I'm just saying. Like from TNA onwards, I've found him pretty pathetic, if I'm completely honest. and definitely a guy that just wants to cash a paycheck and do some shit. But like besides that, he's not really done much for anything.
I gotta cut you off again. The fucking star left. He just popped in and then he just left because he heard KJ. I get it.
Or in typical fashion, I can't figure out the speaker's fashion, that kind of happened too. Ladies and gentlemen, what Brady's talking about is our good friend. It was going to be a bit of a surprise, and maybe he will just pop back in again, because I said, hey, if you're not busy and you're bored and you want to do a run-in, do a run-in. And so he was going to try to. I'm talking about the pugilistic prophet from the Bees of Boxing himself, Steve Swift. It was going to be a big surprise, but Brady over here, like, no-sold the thing, like he was an eighth grader sitting in class right now, and he just realized, oh, this is what a spontaneous hard-on feels.
That wasn't Steve Swift. That was Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg
was just backstage, and he
my bad.
Now Steve shows up.
Mr. Wahlberg. Mr. Wahlberg, how can I help you today?
Hello.
Oh,
how are you? I'll just show you where I am. There's the sea.
Oh wow!
Boats bobbing about. It's work. It's work.
Ladies and gentlemen, old man in the sea.
Toss wad.
It's the Highliner guy.
I'm on my balcony.
Yes. Well, then since you're there, hold on. Since you're there, and we're talking some wrestling stuff, and you resemble the beard, that is definitely for sure, and probably the wisdom, as one would say. What is your thoughts on Mick Foley?
Mick is he transcends wrestling. Is that we've been talking about it many times, haven't we? The WWE and other wrestling organizations want someone who transcends wrestling. They want someone who they can say, he's written books. People like him outside of wrestling. He is a lovely gentleman. He's your granddad. And that's the reason why people like him. Plus, he's fiercely intelligent. So actually, he can do a job for you, whatever you give him.
I think he's created what is going on in society right now. He is literally one side and against the other. They did a debate. He's very democratic. He loves the Democratic Party. He endorsed Kamala Harris. He had a debate with JBL about the whole thing, everything like that. But I think is that the picture? Is that what it is? Like when you look at the two sides politically, and now we're bleeding this over into the wrestling world, and JBL is the one look for the one side. He's the Kennedys of the world, but then you have your favorite drunkle who still hangs out at the Grateful Dead concerts, in Mick Foley, who's just there to have a good time and make sure that everybody is love, peace, and happiness for everybody, right?
Well, he is Dude Love, so yes, that's exactly right. Dude Love. So
He's
he
a
is.
fucking whiner.
Well, I'm not sure about that. I think
He's a whiner.
Why do you say that, Bradie?
He's the guy that jumps in front of the truck and then complains about how his back hurts the rest of his life.
That's what every wrestler does, though, Brady.
Yeah. He made a lot of money out of that. You're quite right. And he's a high-paid official.
He got to hang around for 20 years and get a paycheck, Steve. And now what he does is when they don't want to pay him anymore and listen to him whine, he runs and gets a paycheck from little Tony and starts bashing the company from the other side. I'm sick of this fucking two-faced bastard. KJ was right. He did this in TNA, and he was very vile towards the other side. And everything that he gave them shit for, he went back the second that TNA contract was up and he couldn't work anymore. Hey, sure. May I have another handout? Dude, shut the fuck up.
Also, I mean, he was kissing WWE's ass the whole time in order to get his son a job and have it be kept there and all that shit. And now, he's turned his back again. He
merged his daughter into every friggin' cuck's friggin' goddamn social media for years, where now she's selling action figures like she's hawking snake oil in different towns. Like, that whole family needs to just move to Costa Rica.
I have to say that Dude Love scans better than Dude Shut the Fuck Up. I think.
Snakes.
Who hurt you two? Like that's my question. Who hurt you two? You loved Mankind. And here's the other thing. Here's the thing that I think that Mick Foley, this MFer, right? Because that's his initials. Thank you very much. Shout out. Here's the thing is what he did for wrestling is he created indie wrestling the way that it is. And this is what I mean by that. When you lived in a world where all of these wrestlers all looked like the Road Warriors and Hulk Hogan and Paul Orndorff, and they all were these body guys. And this is what you saw when you saw pro wrestlers. But then you saw this like maniacal weirdo kind of twisted thing that just looked like an overfilled bag of milk come along. And he was out there doing the things that you were like, yo, he can take on all these meatheads. He can beat up all these juice bags. He can do all of those things because he's a little psychotic. He's a little crazy. Yeah. And that is what independent wrestling turned into for the longest time.
Yeah. And
Mick Foley's responsible for that. So don't take that away from him.
And I won't, and I never will. And that's what I said. I try to preface this before I went off. And let's take all the joking aside. I know I'm doing a show. Well, here's where I really, really got upset with Mick.
Sure.
Dean Ambrose, right? John Moxley. When he first came into FCW and they knew, okay, we got something here with this guy. And it doesn't matter what your feelings are on Moxley now, but this is back 15, 16 years ago. And you're looking at the development of Moxley in that company. And he talks to Mick and he says, okay, let's do this gimmick where I'm going to say, thank you, Mick. I did all this dumb stuff in CZW. I put my body on the line. I've done all of these barbed wire matches because I watched you do it as a kid. And now I'm beat up and I can barely even have a career myself because of you. Thank you, Mick. And it became a hashtag. And then Dean Ambrose showed up at a Comic-Con or some sort of fan access event in a WrestleMania weekend. And he did it in front of the public. And he kind of went nuts on him, like the loose cannon thing, that Brian Pillman thing, where he's like, okay, let's work this angle. Let's do a shoot work. And Mick took him aside afterwards, called him on the phone and said, this is too real. It's too close to my heart. What the fuck, dude? You had money here, but you're so much of a mark for yourself that you thought it was too real and too close. And you did. It's insanity. It shows you how sensitive he is. I'm back to working and shooting again. It shows you how much of a fucking whiner this guy is. Look we all go through shit in life. We all get depressed. We all whine. but I don't do it in a public forum. And Mick has done it for years in a public forum and then turns his back on what he says. It's too much Mick. It's too much Mick. Give me more Danhausen.
But I understand what you're saying here, because you've got the Kane Dewey stuff, haven't you, in ECW, and he uses that and changes and creates a persona around that. You know, the let's have a hold for 15 minutes, that kind of thing. But I have to say to you, he extended the career of The Undertaker and gave Kane something to do as well in the WWF. So, you know, I love the guy.
So I think what we're talking about mostly on this one, though, is that everybody agrees and everybody loves the characters that Mick Foley has given us. Everybody's loved the contributions to wrestling inside of the business that he's given us. But where you guys draw the line is what he's given us outside of the business, his beliefs outside of the business. How come nobody has this same kind of fire when we're talking about somebody on the other side, though? How come we don't have this when we're talking about the things, you know, the kind of the stupid bullshit that Kane fucking pulls?
Yeah, but I'm not talking about
bullshit
politics.
that JBL fucking pulls.
Not one time did I say about his belief
it's the reason. It's their belief system is just as psychotic as the other person's, but on the other side.
Yeah, but I'm not watching Kane two-face a company online somewhere. I'm not watching him whine and then go and get a paycheck for. Like, this isn't politics. I never once brought up Mick Foley and Kamala Harris are being a Democrat. That has nothing to do with this. I'm talking about the way that he carries himself online, how he forces his children down people's throats, and he'll take a paycheck from anybody who will open up their wallet. That's my problem with him.
Well, it's a lot better than the other side, forcing people down children's throats. But anyways, yeah. What?
Here. Yes.
No, absolutely. What the fuck?
Well, speaking of what the fuck, Steve, I don't know if you knew this or not. We're gonna shift gears a little bit before we get into stuff, because I have a question for Bradie. Speaking of what the fuck.
Yeah.
Bradie, as we know, and everybody knows, and some of you may know, is a huge fan of He-Man. And there is a new He-Man fiasco that's out there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but there in doing so, there's a lot of international flair and remakes already coming out for He-Man. And as most movies, like the new one, see, look at this, it's everywhere with him. The new one, obviously, like most great movies, we can all agree come from some form of Japanese cinema. Right?
Okay.
That's fair enough to say. I don't know if you guys have seen what the original He-Man looked like. Have you guys seen it?
It's amazing.
我是一个宇宙巨人，我叫亚当，是埃坦尼亚王国的王子。我保守着辉克堡的秘密，他是克林格，我最忠实的好朋友。我可以召唤神秘的力量。 只要握住我的能量剑，并念一声咒语，大喊“辉克，赐予我力量吧！”
Oh, a lot of power, Adam.
我是希曼。克林格会变成我的坐骑太空虎，我就成了希曼，整个宇宙中最。我是一个宇宙巨人。
It's the running. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
That's not. All right.
I can fuck with that. That's pretty sick. It's pretty sick.
Is this what got you excited about He-Man back in the day, or was it the public service announcements? Some of the great public service announcements that He-Man used to have.
Shira and I want to talk to you about something that's very personal. Your body.
Remember, it's your body and no one should touch you in a way that you feel is wrong.
I'll get anybody who tries it.
It's not that easy, Orko. It's hard for a young person to admit that he or she has been touched in a bad way.
If you've been touched that way, don't be ashamed. Tell someone you trust, like your parents, your doctor, your teacher, or counselor, or your minister or rabbi.
Right, Orko?
Right on.
Shira and I want to talk to you about something that's very...
Usually it's the minister or the rabbi, though.
Well, you notice they did not say priest.
That's a solid message. I don't know what's wrong with you.
They just left it out. They forgot to put it in. There's nothing else. We don't need to say anything else about that.
If they would have done one about smoking, maybe I wouldn't have just put out that butt. But yeah, nobody's touched my butt.
Everybody knows about the greatest public service announcement of all time, though, right?
Come to the children. Wu-Tang is for the children. We teach the children.
Wu-Tang.
That is superb. That's quite right.
Wu-Tang represent. All right.
So He-Man, yes, the movie's out. It's fantastic. Go see it. It's not it's a CGI mess, but they did a pretty good job. It's funny. It's long, but it's good.
Wait, hold on. Did you actually have to say it's a CGI mess? Really? They couldn't find real action Skeletors out there in the world?
No. Hey, they did it with Frank Langella back in 1987 with real props and stuff. It just didn't go over. Dolph Lundgren fucked that whole movie up.
Name one he didn't.
Rocky IV. He did pretty good in Rocky IV.
Oh, boy. Speaking of Rocky.
Speaking of
Rocky, while we have the man on the line here right now in some kind of fashion, let's talk about the fights. Let's talk about boxing. Let's talk about Zuffa Boxing coming out swinging, putting themselves on the map, created a main event that was equivalent to when UFC put themselves over with Forrest Griffin, Stephan Bonner. This is what we saw with Zuffa Boxing 7. Steve Swift, are you ready to kiss my ass and finally admit that Zuffa Boxing is the way of the future? Go ahead.
If I was going to kiss your ass, I'd need to have a whole fucking weekend. It's so big. So no, I'm not ready to kiss your ass yet, because as Eddie Hearn said, the BBC Boxer main events are better than what's been on Zuffa Boxing, and I agree. But that fight, two of those fights, superb. The main event, Rozicki, Chris Billensmith. I couldn't believe that Chris Billensmith had it in him to actually walk through those punches. Fantastic stuff.
I think he had a little bit of help. I think he may have had a little bit of help from some of those breaks, some of those, I get it with the pushing of the head and stuff like that. And Ryan, that's the kind of fighter that he is. But then even when he was just putting his head down into his chest and coming at him and working his game, the referee has to step in there and break it up. So much so that you've even got Max Kellerman is like, well, what is this? He's just fighting his fight. So there was a little bit of British favoritism, right? Sorry?
Shouts out to Max Kellerman. He did a good job of carrying the announcing the way that it should have been. Usually Max gets a little too much for me, but he did a really good job.
I really do like the Zuffa Shield that is Max Kellerman right now. He's doing a fantastic job for the company. There's no doubt about it. And he's good.
I mean, he is good, but he's no Dave Diamante, is he?
Well, who is? Who is? The guy is stellar. Listen,
I thought that, sorry to break in, I thought that Ryan Rozicki didn't, I mean, I thought he quit on his stool, but actually he wasn't well. And I'm not surprised. And I don't think he hurt his opportunities in Zuffa Boxing by following the script. Not that there was a script, but that's what everybody expected. Well, we want CBS to win, don't we? We want Chris Billensmith to win in Bournemouth so that, we can represent there. So it didn't harm any of his possibilities. And that's great, because he will be a superb Jack Dempsey style heel.
Ryan Rozicki did not quit on his stool. Let's get that straight right now. Like everything that we say on the Bees of Boxing, everything that we say here on the Law Live Audio Wrestling is true fact. Ryan did not quit. His coach saw something that he said he was not allowing his fighter to go out there and partake in this anymore. And that's nothing that Ryan is ever going to protest, in his own words, right? He is not going to protest that because the coach made that call. And that's okay. Sometimes the coach has to do that. But the level of no quit that Ryan has in him is immeasurable. And the fact that they went out there and he put that all out there for Zuffa, he's paid it now forward in spades. Even if he's not on the next card, he should just get the performance of the night bonus for that card as well. Like literally, it is going to be very hard pressed. And this is what I've said about Zuffa Boxing and what they've done. is the matchmaking. You may not have the cream of the crop fighter against the cream of the crop fighter, but what you do have is stellar matchmaking that is putting on really, really good fights. Nobody thought that Shane Mosley Jr. was going to do what he did to Boachuk, right? Nobody thought that Ryan Rozicki was going to go out there and do what he did. What a couple of us did right here on this show. Bradie and myself will always put our boy Ryan over, right? He went out there and proved that there is the spirit of Jack Dempsey that still lives on. He proved that you can put your chest down or put your head down into somebody's chest, tuck your chin, and just swing. He proved all of these things. And if Zuffa doesn't take care of this guy, fuck him.
Okay. All right. So there's not enough nut hugging going on here for Ryan. Here's the thing. At the end of that 7th round, when he dug into Chris's friggin' guts, you seen Chris go, oh, and somehow the fight is stopped afterwards. I'm not saying there's a conspiracy. I know the only real conspiracy that lies inside of this fight is the weigh-ins, right? Everything else, I can't take it away from the gentleman. He fought, he pushed through it. His guts were dug out by round 4. Ryan and Chris need to run that back. That needs to be a rematch. Let's not talk about Opataya right now. Let's just let Opataya do what he needs to do, fight the number 2, number 3, leave it there. Let's get the gentleman. Let's get the bruiser back in the ring. Let's do it on Canadian soil this time. We need a Zuffa in Canada, preferably Halifax, if not secondary Toronto. We need to see this rematch. It needs to happen ASAP. Both those guys are amazing. One of the best fights I've ever seen in my life.
KJ?
Yes.
Boxing talk. That's what we're doing now.
Yes, absolutely, yes. It was an absolute delight to see the show. A tear was brought to my eye when I saw Muhammad Ali bring out the torch in order to light up the ceremony and begin. It was a very special time for us all. I cannot believe the direction that the Zuffa chips are going in, and it seems really good. It's a great time for boxing. God save the Queen.
The Queen is dead.
Yes, but her memory lives on. And at that point, I'm going to leave the conversation because I have dinner and I have to dress for dinner. So thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you, KJ, for mentioning the Queen. You two are fucking heathens. I'll speak to you next week.
Son of a bitch. Steve Swift, ladies and gentlemen.
What a gentleman.
He is a stud amongst studs.
That's a good angle right there.
Yeah, that's
the perfect one.
The show has probably never looked better.
It looks great
right now, ladies and gentlemen.
It's expensive. Got to make money.
Well,
Any other stupid questions?
Well, yes. Here's the other thing that you have to remember about Dana White, guys. This one.
Eddie, who apparently, Ben was his best friend. Eddie's been crying, literally crying for weeks. Oh, you're my best friend. And he didn't even want to pay him, but he wants to pay my guy. He could have paid his best friend, and they could have remained best friends.
Is there any update with the Ben?
Eddie's full of a lot of shit. You know it. I know it. You know it. We all know it.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall, the current and reigning heavyweight champion of the UFC.
Yes.
Who is become the I almost want to say like he's become the child in this weird kind of custody battle that's going on between Dana White and Eddie Hearn, because Eddie now represents him, and there's beef with Dana and Eddie because of the boxing stuff, and Tom kind of like ended up in the middle of this whole thing, right? So much so that Eddie has come out. Well, here, let's just get
Eddie, who
response to that,
you said they want him released, right? Okay, you release Bam Rodriguez then. Sounds pretty stupid, doesn't it? Congratulations again, Eddie. You sound stupid again.
Yeah, because Eddie came out and said that he wants Tom Aspinall released from his contract.
Yeah.
No, they'll just strip him of the belt first and make him sit at the back of the bus.
Yeah, and what's he going to do? He's going to go fight Francis over at Netflix? Like, that's what Eddie's trying to do. He's trying to work that deal out with Jake Paul. You can see this all over the wall like a really bad fart.
Because what else are you going to do? What else are you going to do? You're going to put on a fight with Tom Aspinall, a boxing fight with Tom Aspinall and Rico Verhoeven?
No, Chris, the fight they want to do is Francis versus Tom at Netflix. And the reason why is because that's the ultimate FU from Jake Paul and Eddie. Here's the thing about Eddie. If you listen to his interview on Saturday night or early Sunday morning for us, he was talking about how Dana's just a potato head and he's just an asshole and he doesn't know what he's talking about. And then you go over to Dana, who has a little bit more piss and vinegar in him, saying the exact same thing. This fucker doesn't know what he's talking about. This is ridiculous. Stay out of our business. If you care about Tom Aspinall, great. But I care about the actual division. I don't care about Tom. And we're moving forward at Freedom 250. We are going to have Cyril Gane versus Alex Pereira. And that's going to be our new champion. And when Tom's healthy, if he's still under contract, he'll be welcome back to $150,000 a fight or whatever scraps we're paying him. But this is the mentality right now. I think Dana's moved on, and Eddie Hearn is he's pulling an Oscar De La Hoya right now.
Eddie sounds like a bitch.
He sounds like a bitch.
Like, and then there was even more talk because, obviously we're talking about the Zuffa Boxing presser afterwards. And then somebody brought up the whole fight, the Francis fight and who's going to be promoting that. And, Dana was very blunt about what he said. And the next 30 days, you're going to see what's up.
Yeah.
These guys, these old school boxing promoters are getting very butthurt and they're reaching for straws, it seems like. But the problem is these straws that they're getting. And I'm sure that Eddie thought to himself, I got the fucking heavyweight champion. Fuck, I got the champ, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take it to Dana now. Fuck that bald-headed bastard. We're going after him.
That company has a history of just moving on.
Yeah. Yeah. George St. Who gives a shit? And that was the Conor. Do what you want. We'll see you when you get back.
If they didn't hold the whole company back for Conor and Habib, they're not holding the whole company back for anyone. Oh. This thing is too big, going downhill like an avalanche right now. You cannot stop it for one single little tree.
Well, you know what's going to stop it? You know what could stop it? Is these fucking dummies decided that they're going to try to do a show outdoors. You know who doesn't give a fuck about your feelings, Bradie and KJ? Motherfucking nature.
Oh, yeah, nature doesn't care.
And apparently, look, so we are a week away from Freedom 250. Okay? Yay, Freedom 250. Finally, some freedom.
I'm excited for the fights, but I'm not excited for the event.
I'm excited for the freedom. I'm excited for all of the all of the musical acts that are going to be playing, like Lee fucking Greenwood.
You know what I don't want to see done at this Freedom 250 event? I don't want to see bugs attacking our fighters. I don't want to see guys sweating buckets like when we do fair shows and wrestling back in the day where you're just drenched before the fucking music's even done.
I do.
I don't want to see that. And I also don't want to see someone bring in a Berna, less lethal, something that can pass a lot of tests and get past a lot of security clearance for home safety. I hope someone doesn't show up with one of them.
We're not there yet, Brady.
No, sorry.
Yeah. But you know what they might show up with? Lightning. Apparently,
come on.
Apparently, ladies and gentlemen, the weather forecast is calling for possibility of rain. And if there is, in fact, lightning, this thing is going to get shut down. Just like a baseball game, just like a football, gone.
Here's the thing. You don't think they have some sort of backup in DC around the corner? Like if they have to do it?
Well,
they have commitments with pay-per-view. Just get away from the White House for a second. They have commitments with sponsors and pay-per-view.
They'll make it up. Sport. You think the fucking NFL doesn't have a commitment to their broadcasters? That's where all their money comes from. Major League Baseball commitments. a game gets delayed because of lightning. No.
It's going to be tomorrow.
As a fighter, or even somebody who's been inside of a wrestling ring, and we've been out there on these fucking shows where I've literally, okay, let me tell you a quick little fucking story about working a show one time where I was in a tag match, and I told everybody in this match, right, because it was so slippery, don't even bother getting in, like, just leave your sweatshirt on. Leave your fucking t-shirt on, whatever. And this wasn't stinky ring stuff. This was because it was literally raining at the time. I literally worked with Hornet, right? WWE referee was in this match with me. And the entire match looked like a battle royal match with only a couple of people in it because all of us had our hands on the ropes trying to do stuff. I may have given Hornet the softest choke slam he's ever experienced or that I've ever given. Literally up and placed him down nicely so that we both didn't break our ankles, break our knees, slip all over the place, act like assholes. Do you think for 1 second professional fighters are going to be like, yo, that is a wet ass canvas out there and I'm going to go out there and fight? Nope, not these guys. No. Not at this level. No, thank you. Right. So they could have had a backup plan had somebody got that ballroom fixed in time. Just saying.
Well, there's been prior commitments with, Iran.
Maybe try going for a walk instead.
No.
KJ, what do you think about this whole Freedom 250 thing? And do you think that Mother Nature, or better yet, Danhausen should get involved?
I mean, where would we be without Danhausen? I think more Danhausen should be just across everywhere all the time and just a constant presence in the world, just in general.
I heard that Danhausen sent in a message that he specifically wanted us to play for Dana White and the Freedom 250 crowd.
Oh,
you are cursed.
Yes, I do love that. I do love that,
gentlemen. There it is.
KJ, you got anything you want to plug, or you want to? Well, not literally plug. Let's talk metaphorically.
Yeah. How is your hamster?
Yeah, how's
guinea pig, and he's doing just fine. Thank you.
He's still alive. That's the same one.
Oh yes, yeah, he's living strong, living the dream.
How old is he now?
He is, I think, now 3.5. So he's got another couple of years on him. With good health. So he's doing good. So that's what I'd like to plug is the lifespan of guinea pigs. If you are interested in a guinea pig, go and pick one up. You've got one for 5 to 7 years. So nice.
Can you make guinea pig bacon?
Yeah.
Guinea pig bacon. Can you make guinea pig bacon?
I'm sure that people have tried, because there are countries that eat guinea pigs apparently, which
why did you itch when you said that?
Because
that was a tell. That was a tell,
like
Brady. You've been around enough casinos. That was the
I've been
tell.
playing poker a long time,
yeah,
boy.
man. That was the
I
tell.
like the
right
idea
there.
of guinea
He's
pig
bluffing.
bacon.
He's
That's gross.
bluffing.
What's the over under? That's not the same guinea pig.
Oh,
I can show them to you right now.
Plus
It's the exact same thing.
1700.
They all look the same, dude. You could have ate like 5 of these things and still come up with the same one the next day.
No. That's not my beloved. Not my beloved pig.
What's the name of the pig?
Hamlet.
Nah, you can go fuck yourself. Okay.
You gave it an ironic name, even.
Yeah.
That's dork. Why didn't you just call it like Steve?
That's what I was going to say. Why is Steve the best fucking name for
Gary, Larry, Steve, Bob, Bill, Becky? Like, just give it a fucking name, bro.
Trevor.
Yeah. How about
Chad?
Laurinaitis.
Chad. This is my guinea pig, Chad.
Yeah. Hey, check out my guinea pig, Thomas.
Listen,
Thomas the pig.
I like Hamlet. Well, he doesn't know his name. I could call him anything, honestly.
Giuseppe.
So you're telling me your guinea pig is retarded?
No, guinea pigs they're unaware of names. You can't just call a guinea pig.
Oh, why not?
Because
you're piggy.
Speaking of burnas, do you want to know what I would do if I ran into that pig, KJ?
The favorite part was you see the object that he was shooting at, and he didn't hit it.
Yeah, I hit it on the second one. You just put the video off before I had to test it, man. Those things aren't made for target shooting; they're made for home protection.
Well, you would have gotten ARD because we can't say raped.
Fuck!
Gotcha, bitch.
Oh, that is good stuff.
Hey, where are the white women at?
Well, we know where they're at. We know where they're at.
I can't understand you.
Nope.
Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. That seems like that's about time to head on out of here. That's it for me this week. It's been a fantastic week of combat sports. I've smoked enough cigarettes with you guys. I got to air my house out because it smells like a fucking goddamn KJ's guinea pig chambers.
Hey, Freedom 250 next week in the books for an MMA event that you're definitely going to want to see. Let's see how this goes out.
KJ, watch it.
In the world of boxing, I mean, we've got up-and-coming fights. We've got Zayas and Boots coming up, which is going to be one hell of an event.
That's another beast fucking fight, man.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, all of the stuff that's going on with Zuffa, Shakur Stevenson. Woo, let's go. And in the world of pro wrestling, I mean, is it always just a never-ending cycle of wackiness and craziness?
There's always something going on. There's always an event in between AEW, lucha wrestling, Japanese wrestling, the WWE. There's something for everyone. GCW just had their tournament of death matches this past weekend. If you missed that, go check that out. It seemed to be pretty crazy.
Didn't Gresham wrestle in his first death match and then got heated out by his white woman?
Well, that happens.
She basically put the foot down and said he is not doing another one of these.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, because he's gonna do another one of these.
He's gonna do another one of those. But check out all the lovely stuff in professional wrestling. Go back and watch the UFC fight night. That was a great fight night. And check if you didn't watch the Rozicki fight and Chris Billum-Smith, do yourself a favor. Go check it out now. The highlights are on YouTube. It is a great fight. Ryan needs as much support as possible leading into this next fight. So let's band behind him with the law listeners.
The highlight reels that are going to come out of this fight, like I said, if you were a fan of UFC and you know the story of how they were put on the map between the fight between Stephan Bonnar and Forrest Griffin, this is boxing's equivalent to that. This is absolutely that. This is the reincarnation, okay, of Hearns and Hagler that only lasted 3 rounds, but everybody talks about the greatest 3 rounds of boxing in the history of boxing until this. This is what you need to see. Ryan Rozicki, an absolute stud, and you will always have our fucking utmost appreciation. Chris Billum-Smith, you are a true warrior and a gentleman, just like your name says. So go out there, boys. Get after it. The rest of you, the world is nice, man. What are you doing listening to us? Go outside. Go for a run. Always watch where you're running, though. And tuck your chin.
You are cursed. Let's fucking do this, boys. Tap into it. Deadpan Club. Here. You need respirators for these haters. Watch 7 of them disappear. never knew what anarchy was until I was arrested. Intercepted on the way to the Be Evil. Requested my sidekick carry the eagle. I turn her with the burner trigger, got rhythm in it, no venom in them, just cinnamon and synonyms. Curses! Like fuck off and eat shit. Some cock can keep sick, so watch dog of these pricks. Very nice housing. Lift off the deep end. Very nice, very evil, very rich, very lethal. Very nice, very evil, very slick. Curse the peoples. Very nice, very evil, very rich, very lethal. Very nice, very evil, very slick. Curse the peoples. You are cursed. You are mojo in my voice, yeah, I track what I'm arousing, housing. Climbing every beat like a window, I be browsing, housing. Mind full of bitches, every bar got me spousing, housing. Married to the grind, no time for carousing, housing, housing. Curse. Very nice, very evil, very rich, very lethal. Very nice, very evil, very slick. Curse the people. Very nice, very evil, very rich, very lethal. Very nice, very evil, very slick. Curse the people.
What did I defeat? Adam Cole. I defeated the Young Bucks. Who else did I defeat? Taz. Beat Taz. Tony Schiavone. Beat him. Who else?